you. Hello and welcome to The Corner. I'm the Frosted Glass, and I'm joined by my fellow Alabaster Savages, Jack Gunsky,
Uh, Hi. I don't have a clever line.
Moonshock,
If only I was here earlier, I would have known what Terry was saying.
Terry Diamantis.
Attendance is mandatory, Moonshock.
That's right. And this week's special guest, Inquisitor 8.1.
Hello, cave beasts.
No, we're Alabaster Savages. Get the term
beasts.
right.
Yeah.
All right, and just to prove the fact that certain people can write articles if you're of the right race. We'll go with our first article. Black Americans, instead of fighting for your rights, come to Africa.
I'm in favor of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of fighting for your rights, come to Africa where things are much, much worse.
No, it's great.
It's not to sound like a racist piece of shit, but sign me the fuck up for like building the boats.
The major problem here is the fact that there are so many people that sit there and say fight for your rights when you already have them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I've always said the only right you need to fight for is the right to party.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh, dear God.
Black
you
Americans.
gotta fight.
For your right.
To party.
Black Americans face racial injustice, constant racial profiling, and inequality. Instead of fighting, just pack up and move to Africa. You are welcome.
Good.
I will help you pack.
Yes, I will. You won't have to pay me a dime. I will not charge you anything to pack your ass up, get you the fuck out of here. If you seem to think that, oh my God, there's so much racial injustice in this country.
I noticed that Tariq Nasheed hasn't boarded a boat yet.
Yeah. Not Ibrahim X Kendi.
Now, Bra Phi. It means come home in Twi, one of many Ghanaian languages spoken in the West African nation that was the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence from British colonial rule in 1957. Ghana is home to many expats from all over the world, and in 2020, the Ghanaian government declared the Year of Return.
Oh, please.
Thousands from across the diaspora flocked to Ghana to experience life in West Africa, with an official invitation to Black Americans. President Nana Akufo-Addo extended an arm of African unity to Africans living in other parts of the world.
Jared Taylor needs to find out about this. Anybody knows who he is?
The year 2020 marked the 400-year anniversary of the first enslaved Africans' arrival in Jamestown, United States. The Year of Return is an initiative to connect Africans living on the continent with their brothers and sisters living in the diaspora.
See, and the thing is, now they can become African Africans instead of African Americans. So, bye-bye.
The problem really is, I guarantee you, man, it's only these people who are the extremely loud, the obnoxious, the activists and stuff like that are even thinking or even wanting this. You talk to any average Black person and say, "Hey, would you want to go to Africa?" You will be met with a chorus of "Fuck no."
No, the problem is not even the people who are the loudest and want it the most, not even they're interested in doing it.
No.
Because-
I know how to sell it to them. The DMV is a lot easier to find in Africa. They'll go.
And what percentage of Black Americans actually know people in Africa?
No one.
No one. They don't
I
know
would venture
anyone.
to guess no one. Yeah,
They don't know
anyone.
anyone. They wouldn't have any of the amenities that they have in America. They would be. They would have no friends, no job, no nothing, and they would just.
If you've met these people, they've got no friends now.
And they don't even want to go. I mean,
no.
Who is this for? It's for activists and no one else.
No, all this is a giant virtue signal.
Yes.
Nobody, literally nobody, intends to actually go to. They might visit for a couple
I doubt they'll
weeks.
even do that.
But
Yeah, and most don't even do that. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to be pretty rich to be able to do that. I mean, Bob Marley did.
exactly.
Or
Very
the
few
Obamas.
people. Very
Mhm.
few people are actually going to do it. They're not actually interested in going out there. They just want to show off and be like, look how hip I am. We can return to the mother country. Oh, wait, I have I have a Starbucks I need to go to.
Hmm.
And
Or the train Marxist has 4 mansions.
this article is for nobody.
Oh, and
It's for nobody.
That's
And
not true, Jack. It's for smartasses on the internet to read and make fun of.
that's right. And at least some of them are going to regret their decision because I did a quick Google, and apparently it's illegal to be gay in Ghana. So, you know.
Well, yes, but also this is the black demographic we're talking about, so it won't be that big a problem.
Yeah, Tariq
Get it
Nasheed would be
because-
fine with that.
Blackets get out.
Get it because homophobia is so rampant in black communities.
Nah.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
Depends on where you
We're gonna
go.
call the black gay people are blaggets. Is that the right term?
Oh,
I guarantee you get a different perspective if you go to someplace like New York.
In 2016, I moved from the United Kingdom to Accra, Ghana. Born and raised in South London to Ghanaian parents,
Ghanaian, yeah.
I
just say gay.
experienced black sheep syndrome throughout my childhood and early adulthood. I always
Isn't that
felt like
racist? Shouldn't it be sheep of color?
I mean, this whole article is saying go back to Africa. I think that ship has sailed. Yeah. I always
capital B for black sheep.
I always felt like a child of the gap, trying to fit in but never truly connecting with the land I was born and raised in. The first time I stepped foot on Ghanaian soil after more than a decade, it felt like home. I was home. Africa, my place.
Stay there.
Okay. Yeah,
The
stay
lady
there.
doth protest too much, methinks.
I frankly don't give 2 shits about this stupid fucking person, so
No,
they can stay
frankly,
there.
my dear, I don't give a damn. Is the line you were going
Exactly.
for?
Yes.
Everyone's experience resembles my own, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you all should think.
You know what we need to do? We need to print it out and post it in every single ghetto in the United States. See, look how good it is over there. You can go now. Goodbye.
No, just the ones who actually do want to go back to Africa. Those are I'd be fine if they left. But the ones
I'd be fine if all the activists left.
yeah.
Anyone, let's not even limit this to black people. Anyone who wants to leave America absolutely should 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Today, get out.
Anyone who thinks that this place is not the haven for freedom that it really is, that it doesn't appreciate the fact that this system is built to be able to change from things like slavery that was a national shame that we bear to this day, but is now completely illegal and rectified. If you can't get past that, if you want to demonize the country because of that, and you cannot live with the knowledge that it happened but has not and does not happen anymore, then please leave.
No, see, if slavery is illegal, why isn't the minimum wage $15? Checkmate, fascist.
He's got a point. When I observe the atrocities that continue to plague the black community in the United States, it turns my stomach. Africa's
What atrocities? Name one. Name one.
Oh, I like this part.
Wait.
Africa is by no means perfect. However, it is safe haven for members of the black community living in the diaspora.
Oh yeah, safe haven for the black community, or for the black communities. Yes. So when you bring your 6-year-old child there and you are killed and your child is pressed into child soldiery by an African warlord and then given cocaine to live on until they eventually carry an AK-47 and die for some blood diamonds, then yes, it's such a haven for people to come to.
Hey,
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 that's-
hey! That's
That's the Black American dream.
That's
least the kid will
cocaine
feel-
and a mix of other drugs.
It's,
At
it's
least the-
heroin, really, but
At least the kid will feel like he's home. That's the important part.
home amongst general butt naked. Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
And mud huts.
Yeah, whatever happened to Coney anyway?
No one cares. It's general butt naked is the more interesting one because he turned into a Christian and is asking people that he like cut their legs off to forgive him.
Nope.
Instead of fighting against oppression and campaigning for diversity and acceptance, come home.
Yes.
I know that many Africans living in the diaspora don't see Africa as being a place they can call home. However, I am appealing to you today to consider taking a leap of faith.
Now, did this person have like one of those word of the days thing and diaspora came up like, holy shit, let's see how many times I can use this in one article.
It's I'm gonna say I think this is a Poe. I think this is someone on the right who is basically saying the point: you hate America so much, go back to fucking Africa. Because that's how it sounds to me. Like they're changing the wording to make it sound like it's coming from the left, but the basic message is get the fuck out of the country.
Hmm.
I don't know.
You got a point.
You have a point, but this skirts the line, I would say, because if it was like 10 years ago, I would say yes, this is definitely a Poe, or even 5 years ago. But today, everything has been so dialed up to the max level of absurdity that I could see someone saying this.
Yeah, we should link this on Stormfront or something and get all the neo-Nazis in the chat saying "Here, here."
That'd be awesome.
Do that there, and then link it to the root and sit there and say, "That's right."
Many African Americans have come and returned back to America due to infrastructure issues, income, healthcare inadequacies, and various other factors. For example, my favorite traveling YouTube family, native born, moved to Ghana and eventually returned back to the United States due to lack of health care available for their autistic son.
I like how autistic is capital A.
I understand.
That just immediately invalidates every single thing that this retard is saying.
Yeah, basically.
Because go to Africa, it's so much better than being so oppressed in the United States. Oh, we had to move back to the United States because they couldn't care for my autistic son.
Mm-hmm.
I understand their decision because at one point I wanted to leave and move back to the UK, but I changed my mind because it is so much easier to take it upon yourself to create the institutions and businesses that are missing out here. So there you go, you just gotta start your own hospital. It's as easy as that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's very easy, man. I mean, if you got it's very easy to just make up some shit and start a holistic medicine business. I mean, to really be fair.
Look, if you've got access to water, you've got access to what's that? What's it called when you dilute everything? Homeopathic. You can be a homeopathic medical center.
Yeah.
For example,
I've got several degrees in homeopathy.
There you go. Easy.
For example, I have a friend who has recently launched an agency for doctors and nurses. She noticed that there was a need for it, and she created it. If your local area needs a better school, create it. Anyone can decide to open a school out here with minimal investment compared to what you would need to invest in the United States. Yeah, because I want to send my kid to a school that somebody just made on a whim.
Yeah, and is completely unqualified to teach anyone anything in.
Well, forget about qualifications. I mean, keep in mind, something is better than nothing. And back in the 1800s, you didn't have people going to college to become a teacher. You just became a teacher because you knew some shit. No, the reason that this person shouldn't become a teacher or make a school is because they wouldn't have anything to teach because all they know how to teach is bashing America. That's all.
Yeah, but they'd be world-class America haters by the end of the course.
Oh, yeah.
The Black Lives Matter movement seeks to fight racial injustice, encourage diversity in various industries, eradicate racial inequality, and eliminate
They
police
spelled white people
brutality.
wrong. They spelled white people wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not white people.
White people.
I am all for fighting and pushing through to achieve our collective goal. However, for those who are struggling to make it in America or other parts of the world, for those terrified to leave home due to racial abuse, for kids who go to school scared of being racially bullied every day, come home.
Oh.
I know it is easier said than done, but where there is a will, there is a way. I packed up and moved to Ghana within 3 months of deciding that I wanted to leave. Come to Africa, you are welcome.
Yes, go on. We're not going to stop you.
It's funny because what demographic wants these people not to do this? There is literally nobody stopping them from leaving. So why aren't they leaving?
Gee,
What
I
a
wonder.
miraculous question.
Well, I think
he's
the
coming
major
up with.
the major thing you gotta take into consideration is number one, there's no one stopping anyone from leaving. All right. What it is the fact that they are an extreme minority of people that are just the activists that keep on saying that these places are so terrible. The majority of other people will sit there and say, well, if this is the solution to that problem, they'll sit there and say, nah, I'll stay here.
Yeah. Well,
No. No, I'm just thinking about this tiny minority. Let's all go back to Africa. Okay, well, the white supremacists aren't stopping you because you're helping to ethnically cleanse the country. The black supremacists aren't stopping you because they agree with you. And everyday Americans aren't stopping you because they're saying, fuck you if you hate our country. Get the fuck out. Who's saying, oh, these people should stay here? These
We need them.
activists. Yeah. we need the people who don't want to be here and are actively subverting our country.
Well, they travel over there and they think everything's going to be fine, but then suddenly they realize, fuck, I'm in Ghana.
Oh, so that's where my shoes went. An animal crawled off with them.
Gonna chameleon.
There's no hospital. I have to start my own. There's no school. I have to start my own.
I'm just thinking. I just had a thought of the movie Volunteers with Tom Hanks, who's made back in the 70s when he was still doing funny movies, and he joins the Peace Corps to get out of trouble, and then wakes up the next morning, steps out of a cabin and into a giant muddy puddle, and he says, "Oh God!" And he says, "Oh right, Thailand."
Well, the official language in Ghana is English. Go figure.
Well, that's oppressive though. They need to go to a different African country now.
Yeah, that's colonial, man. That's
Yeah.
you know that's
like-
part of their colonial history, man.
There's like
All right.
10 or 11 different ethnic groups out there too.
And with the end of the first article comes the first game. And that game would be Sad Libs,
Yay!
Woo.
where I take 4 headlines from Medium, take out 1 word, and you guys fill in that word Mad Lib style.
And I
And then
always
the-
choose nigga.
And then the chat votes on which one is best. So, Jack, I need an adjective.
I can't say chunky again. Damn it! Can you come back to me?
All right. Moonshock, I need a place.
A whorehouse.
Nice.
I got one.
Sit in the
Soupy.
corner.
There you go.
Soupy.
Oh, thanks for subscribing, Bad Comic Reviews.
Hey.
It's Puma Man.
All right, what was your word, Jack?
Soupy,
Soupy.
as in having the qualities of soup.
Like cereal?
Not here. We're not getting into that.
All right, Terry, adjective.
I'll go ashen.
Oops. All right. And quiz plural noun.
Cockroaches.
We really went low key with this one, didn't we?
Well, adjectives are harder to be nasty with.
Hmm.
All right. So Jax is big, black, and soupy. Is this all you see me as?
Nah. That's a fail.
All right. Moonshock. Why did Nazi officers flee to whorehouse after World War II?
There you go.
Terry. Do Asians have to be ashen to be worthy?
So
If only
only
it was
only
Jews.
Filipinos
If only
only
it was
Filipinos
Jews.
are worthy.
If that had been Jews and not Asians, I would have won. For sure.
And quiz. Oh, Canada, how could you not realize cockroaches are racist? All right, and I'll start the poll. Instructions on how to vote are up on the screen.
Big, black, and soupy.
I don't know. I think it's not our best efforts. Like I don't
No.
think this is the strongest week that we've done of this.
But I mean, just saying nigger all the time is kind of just.
I don't know, man. Have you seen cockroaches? They're pretty fucking racist.
Cockroaches with the little clan hoods on.
Mm-hmm. Burning
Now,
tiny toothpick crosses.
if mine had a little bit more reference that it might be like diarrhea or something, then mine might work better. But
Soupy diarrhea.
yeah, well, you've never heard the adjective soupy?
I'm not sure.
Of or pertaining to soup.
Well, yeah, I can figure out what it means. It's just all right. Wait. Okay, I can't see the results now.
Guest is one.
Oh, okay. And quiz is the winner.
Woo!
With 3 votes for him, 2 for me, and I think 1 for Jack.
I'm gonna get myself a new man. Woo!
All right. And now it's time for our second article.
But before we do that, I just want to give like an honorable mention to Moonshocks because it gave me the hilarious image of like Benny Hill style Nazi officers rushing out of Germany and into a whorehouse.
Well, that's political asylum.
Just playing the theme.
Sorry for interrupting, Frosted. Please go on.
And Terry's just made me think of Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Oh.
All
To
right.
be fair, there's no ashes there. It was just a shadow.
This makes me so sad.
Why do you have to
There's
ruin my
enough fat
dreams?
men on this stream. You don't need another one in Japan.
Why do you have to ruin my dreams, quiz?
Oh God.
And our next article. Why Mayor Laurie Lightfoot is shaking up white media.
Oh jeez.
I swear to God, this fucking woman looks like Beetlejuice.
Yep.
I can't stand her, man. Like she is the embodiment of every single bad thing when it comes to politicians that the left can churn out. Like she'll do something like clap back against the governor of Illinois saying that we need to reopen businesses because of the COVID lockdowns in Chicago, and then immediately go on to do something cringy like the what was the cowboy creation that she made. She's like 1 step forward and 12 steps back. She's an idiot. There has never been a good Illinoisan politician, and I say that as someone who lives in Illinois. Trust me, no good politicians come out of this state.
Well, I've got a question and a statement. My question is, who the hell would vote for this fucking bitch?
No,
And my
I
statement
don't live in
is,
I don't live in Cook County.
Well, and my statement is, holy fucking shit! Does she look like a burn victim that just happened to have a little bit of restoration done?
Yeah.
No, that's what.
It's
That's
really her
too black.
sallow eyes is the problem. Is she look weird because of her sallow eyes?
Pete says that she looks like Gollum's grandmother.
The thing to remember about Beetlejuice is that I never hear anyone actually defend her. I never actually hear anyone on the left say,
She look like a reptile.
Specifically,
Laurie
Reptile from Mortal Kombat 4 when they did the first 3D game for the PlayStation 1.
Oh god, that was awful.
Yeah. So I think that's what she looks like.
That and her receding hairline also doesn't help.
I never actually hear anyone on the left say anything about her. I hear her come up in the news very frequently, and I occasionally hear people on the right say, you know, she's an idiot because she is one. But I never hear anyone say, yeah, Laurie Lightfoot, she's great, she's awesome. I love Laurie Lightfoot. I never really hear that.
Well,
Is that just my bubble?
She did do that great superhero costume when she was COVID destroyer or whatever.
No, it was I think it was the she did the whole wasn't it for the census? She did like the census cowboy or something.
I don't know.
I know she did the superhero thing. I remember that much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised because I'm sure she loves the pageantry that COVID has presented her with.
And she wants to cover that
cowboy.
face.
Yeah, she did the census cowboy. It was a cowboy that walked down 290, and like the unfortunate thing about the whole story was that the whole thing was like a publicity stunt to get more Americans to get involved with the census and get it all completed back in what was it 2019. But because horses are not meant to travel on paved roads or anything like that, especially in the middle of the summer, the horse's hooves and lower legs got fucked up that they had to put the horse down because of her publicity stunt.
Did she shoot the horse herself?
No.
Did she give it to Jenk for one last round?
Yeah, because the horse was definitely asking for it. You know, Chank says it's perfectly fine so long as the animal's getting enjoyment out of it too.
Yeah.
Looks like Laurie Lightfoot, who is celebrating her 2-year anniversary as the entrenched mayor of the Windy City, will be dwelling in her embattled status for a little longer after her latest declaration.
See, the Windy City sounds like a place where they eat too many baked beans.
No, we're the Windy City because of fucking Canada.
No, it's the Windy City because all the politicians are full of hot air.
Yeah.
I say that's too easy.
It's too easy. Fair enough.
There are certainly times when my side-eyeing of Lightfoot's assessment of episodes of blatant police brutality is warranted and supported by like-minded critics, but this brewing controversy over her spotlighted remarks about City Hall press corps and Chicago media as a whole is right on the money. It's music to my ears to hear the black woman who made history as the first of her kind to win the coveted mayoral position that most have tried and failed at, boldly make stipulations about which outlets will be granted one-on-one interviews during coverage of her noteworthy 2-year mark. The mayor's unapologetic stance about only wanting to host journalists of color, which she shared in a series of tweets that didn't stutter in delivery, has expectedly ruffled the feathers of usual suspects, who can only attract valuable but fleeting attention by riling up the fiery #MAGA cult.
Oh, God.
Former one-time Democratic presidential contender from Hawaii, Tulsi Gabbard, who has done everything she can muster to secure her political aspirations, including picking fights with heavyweights like Hillary Clinton and current VP Kamala Harris. Those are their heavyweights.
Tulsi Gabbard is seriously the only Democrat that I felt like had any real sensible points to make in the last presidential election.
God, this author is terrible. This is like the most biased shit. This is the most what loaded crap I've heard. Tulsi Gabbard didn't just get in a fight with Kamala Harris. She dropped Kamala Harris in 3 seconds.
Let's say
That's true.
she was leading all of the women that were in the nomination. So Kamala Harris, fucking Elizabeth Warren, all of them just paled in comparison to the numbers that Tulsi Gabbard was pulling in. So there was no competition, comparatively speaking.
Yeah,
I've
but
yet
that's
to
just racism because they didn't want to vote for an Indian woman.
yeah, I've yet
I
to
would
see
have
a
rather
debate.
voted for a Pacific Islander woman.
Check your
What now?
Check Your Logic says Tulsi Gabbard is overrated, and she is. I agree with you. But the thing is, compare her to literally every other Democrat politician today.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
she is
she's
head and
honest.
shoulders.
She's the
Yeah, at least
closest
she's
they have
honest.
to a reasonable person.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is right back in the headlines with her loud denouncement of Lightfoot's special media request. Gabbard is highly offended by Chicago's first ever black woman and openly gay. Openly gay. Just openly gay.
Like what?
What? Why is this a thing? Why does every time a black person face criticism, they're criticizing a black person because they're racist? It's so incredibly brazenly shallow. It's such a racist thing to say that a black person cannot receive criticism because they're black. It is so brazen and intellectually lazy. How on earth does nobody kick the shit out of these people when they say shit like that? It's so incredibly obtuse in every conceivable way, and yet
it's getting obnoxious too. I've said this to Polly in DMs, and it's the first time I've said it on stream. The thing that is really kind of irritating about all of the identity politics when all this kind of stuff happens is, whenever you've got the firsts or trying to make someone immune to criticism from, for being part of a quote marginalized community, is, the only thing I think of is that episode of The Simpsons where Lisa's all like, yeah, I'm a girl on the football team. What do you think of that? Oh, that's super duper, Lisa. We've already got 2 on the team on the defensive line anyway. Go. No one cares. And when you draw attention to it, you're being obnoxious. You are being a Lisa Simpson. No one likes Lisa Simpson.
We always used to skip the Lisa episodes.
Oh, yes. There's a good reason to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's like the Brian Griffith of The Simpsons.
And I'd say Lightfoot could move to Ghana, but she legally wouldn't be allowed to because she's gay.
Yeah. No, well, at least maybe she might even be thrown off a roof. I don't know.
Is it a big surprise that she's gay? I mean, what man would see that and be like, mm-hmm?
Well, woman
woman
would see
would?
that and go, mm-hmm.
Hey, Laurie Lightfoot, you should move to Ghana.
Yeah, I mean, there's a woman out there who looks up from between her legs and sees that face.
Oh. Well, I don't know. Would there be much of a difference between the view?
The mayor's decision to give unrestricted access to black and brown journalists, who are ordinarily an afterthought in the industry, that still insists on shutting them out in favor of their more viable white counterparts.
Also, why is it a thing that we say black and brown? Why do we need to specify black and brown? Just choose one. Just choose one. We know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say not white.
This is why they use the word colored instead of black, brown, yellow, whatever.
Black and brown, that's just your way of inserting a little extra word in there for no fucking reason other than hearing yourself talk.
Johnny says, "Wait, Laurie Lightfoot's a woman?"
The rabid rants of the former congresswoman against her newest target is bloated with recycled keywords like anti-white and all races, in the construct that cluelessly calls for Biden and other leaders of our country to echo her ridiculous demands for Lightfoot's resignation. Regardless of the performative tantrums of desperados like Gabbard, with waning careers and stagnant political aspirations of far-right media hubs committed to Trumpism, the indisputable facts about damaging exclusivity in prominent newsrooms is not a myth or over-exaggeration.
These aren't even sentences. I mean, they may have the grammar of sentences, but they're not really conveying an idea. They're more like shouting as many angry words at the people you hate as you possibly can, and you just put a period at the end. That's what these sentences are like.
Well, yeah, but they're just talking about white people, so it's okay.
Mhm.
When the lauded White House press corps dressed up in their snazziest best to attend the annual Correspondence Dinner during the turbulent Trump presidency, it wasn't just the glaring absence of the liar-in-chief that caught my attention. It was really the shock and dismay at how very white the distinguished crowd of notable journalists appeared to be, as they mingled with familiarity of traditions that don't graciously extend to counterparts of color who aren't afforded seamless entry.
Counterparts of color, is that cock?
Yep,
Yes, it is.
there weren't enough cocks there.
Yeah, apparently.
It's not because there are a greater number of lesser qualified, not so skilled and inexperienced black and brown journalists in comparison. It's really about the systemic racism that's deeply rooted in the mechanics of our national narrative, both in the past and present.
Systemic racism.
It's the
I keep
reason
I keep hearing people always say systemic racism, systemic racism, systemic racism. The only thing that I can sit here and think of as something to try and say to these people is cite a law that is racist. Cite one.
Yeah.
Is it? We got rid of Jim Crow. There's no longer segregation. We have the Civil Rights Act of 1969. Is it 69 or I can't remember.
64.
Anyway, no, 60 is it 64? We have the Civil Rights Act. There's discrimination is punishable by law. So you don't have systemic racism. There's no such thing as systemic racism. The system cannot and is not racist.
The only systemic racism that I have actually witnessed and seen credible proof for in my lifetime has been Harvard. And other colleges discriminating against Asians. That is the only case I have seen in America, because in other countries, obviously, there are problems, but in America, where I have seen actual evidence, supporting evidence of systemic racism.
You know, and that's that you actually bring up a fairly decent point. There is such a thing as systemic racism, not in government, but in colleges and things like that. There absolutely is. And you know what it's called? Affirmative action.
Yep,
No,
that's true.
It is in government too, because Biden did that whole program to give black farmers money.
Oh yeah, that's right. So that's a few things. And Democrats are responsible for all of them, because we all know that Trump was actually using the Justice Department to file a lawsuit against Harvard for their discriminatory practices. I wonder where that went.
Don't worry about Terry. He's just taken off. He's
Yeah.
he's currently in the stratosphere. He's fine, flying 10,000 feet above the ocean.
Every single example of systemic racism, because I could only think of one, and I just said, oh well, there's just one in my life. But every single one that we brought up is by Democrats. Democrats are the party of racism today. And you want to talk about systemic racism? How about the systemic racism they give with identity politics? It is systemic in their institution.
Yeah.
So why on earth do people think that Republicans are the racist ones when every single we ask these people for proof? You say you say there's America's systemically racist. Republicans are systemically racist. Where's the evidence? Because I see
It's not
evidence.
because there are a greater number of lesser qualified. Not those.
Hmm?
I was just reading the article, like to move things along.
Sorry.
It's the reason why the 1619 Project, formulated by Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative journalist Nicole Hannah-Jones, has become the epicenter of swirling controversy via racist attacks that have sadly resulted in the unprecedented move by the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill to withhold tenure from Hannah-Jones. GOP leaders like Mitch McConnell and co. and outfitted scumbags at Fox News are all vocalizing their disgust with the notion of centering the ugly truths of our nation's history as the blueprint for the education that highlights why the date 1619 is just as relevant as 1776.
Oh my god, this woman's giving me a headache.
I'd say 1619 is even better than 1776 because it's got 69 in it.
That's true. All right, let's skip to the conclusion.
Please.
Yeah, so someone went on a rant and took up all the time that could be spent reading the article.
Sorry.
The argument that points out the irony of how Lightfoot wants to combat exclusivity in the media against journalists of color by exhibiting the same biased traits that she's publicly calling out is both weak and demonstrative of the epitome of white privilege, and the white victimhood that overshadows the legitimacy of black pain and suffering. There's no such thing as anti-white racism in a divided society that's built on the premise of a criminalized judicial process that bolsters the installations of white supremacy as the rule book implemented by empowered institutions.
That was just a long-winded way of going.
Yeah, that was pure
The
word
lit-
salad.
Yeah, you just literally said nothing with that entire sentence. Everything you've said there is demonstrably wrong, and you've said nothing. Good job.
Mayor Laurie Lightfoot is maximizing her influential platform in ways that will temporarily uphold blackness over the preferred default of whiteness in media centers located in the historically black city that she's determined to remodel for good. You can't shake things up.
Wait, hold on. How can you uphold blackness over preferred default of whiteness in a historically black city? Did you stroke out while writing this, you retard? What are you talking about?
I think Quiz's white privilege is showing.
I think so.
You can't shake things up with well-crafted words of optimism and the grand call for bipartisanship with enemies of our democracy.
No matter how much this person is trying. You can't shake things up with well-crafted words of optimism, even though that's what I've been doing for the past 2 paragraphs.
Shh. All it takes is doing the extreme to celebrate the devalued workers of color by demoting the supremeness of whiteness even for just a day. Even just for the price of a cup of coffee a day.
Yeah. No.
I'd buy that for $1.
How about this? For the price of a cup of coffee a day, I'll come over to your house and piss in your mouth.
No, thank you.
I mean, can you imagine like saying that bitch's name like 3 times in the dark into a mirror and that would appear?
Well, if it's in the dark, you wouldn't see her. All right, but on to our second
Unless
game.
you smile. Unless you smile.
Unless she smiled, or her the whites of her eyes, or those pearl earrings, or whatever those earrings are made out of.
I think that this is what happens if you were to take Don Lemon and just and grab him by the back of the head and squish his skin together at the back of his head so his forehead stretched out and the rest of his face kind of stretched out.
Come to think of it, I got $5 that says if you turned off the lights, her eyes would glow. Like either
Why
red or
her-
green.
Why are her eyes so far apart?
I don't know. It's so she can spot predators like a
Yeah, I was
cat.
I
gonna
know.
say it's like she's a prey animal.
Yeah,
Is
when,
what
I
when
know what
she's
she looks like.
when she's
I
She was
grazing
lost
in the
Bumble in the machine. She was
She's a
lost
rabbit.
Bumble in the machine.
She
Yeah, well,
looks
she's-
like a fish.
while she's grazing in the field, she needs to be able to spot like wolves and stuff.
She looks like that old wrestler Kamala, only without the makeup.
Harris?
And no. Kamala, the Harris from the old, really old. It's spelled the same way, but it was like some witch doctor looking dude. And
Yeah, and his last name was
Harris.
Harris.
oh, was it really? Oh, no
Yeah, it was
shit.
like
No.
James Harris, or something like that.
I was just like, shut up.
Yeah, his
But
name,
no,
I think his name is like James Harris, and he went by Kamala.
Yeah, but you get rid of like lose the face makeup, put a fake ass looking wig, and you have her right there.
I'm telling you, she looks like a fish.
And now it's time for the second game, which I call Poe or No, where I
It's
where
B.
where I give you 3 headlines,
See?
2 from Medium and 1 I made up, and you have to figure out which one is made up. Wait till I'm done with the instructions. All right. A. Saying hashtag not all men makes you part of rape culture. B. Grading is capitalist, racist, and exploitative.
B.
And C. Is it any surprise most unmasked people are white?
A.
And I'll start the poll so the chat can vote on it too. All right. So, Jack, what did you say?
B.
All right. Moon?
A.
A. All right. Terry?
It's a tough one. I think I'll go B.
All right. Quiz?
I think I'm gonna go C.
All right. Just give it half a minute for the chat poll to finish. Looks like they're
Saying
leaning.
not all men makes you a part of rape culture. What, not all men are rapists? Or
You know what? I think I'm gonna change mine to A, actually. I'm changing it to A.
All right. Chat looks like they're divided between A and C.
well, no, the thing is the message of A is so muddled that I would think that a medium writer would write it. I think that Frosted would write something that's more clear with its awful intention.
Well, the chat was tied between A and C, so. And the answer is C is fake.
Ah, I should have stuck with my first answer.
You almost got it right, Quiz.
We got
Yeah.
All right.
Frosted Frakes strikes again.
Yep.
I don't know. I've seen Antifa rallies. I think that most of the white people are masked as well.
All right. And now it's time for our third article. Think twice before reaching out to the people of color in your life after a traumatic event. Here's how to know when it's okay and things you should never say.
Oh dear.
Before calling, assess whether it's your place to do so, therapist Rishana Chappell told Insider. If you do, avoid comparisons and long conversations.
Holy shit. That single sentence right there just makes every single person just should immediately turn this off and not read it.
Well, we're not going to do that.
Know your place? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Know your
Fuck
role
you,
and shut your mouth.
Rashana.
the crackers need to know their place.
But as The Rock says, know your role and shut your mouth.
Hey,
Listen-
Terry. Hey, Terry. What's your name?
It doesn't
What's your
matter
name?
what my name
It
is.
doesn't matter what your name is.
Oh my god.
Recent events like the fatal shooting of Dante Wright in Minnesota, the
Who?
Atlanta shooting of multiple Asian women, and the killing of George Floyd at the hands of Derek Chauvin have
Who the
left
fuck is George Floyd?
much of the
Apparently, he's more important than fucking Martin Luther King.
Yeah, apparently.
Who killed those Asian women?
who knows? Have left much of the country, especially black and Asian folks, reeling. When reminders of these traumatic incidents play out over and over again in media and in real life, they can make people of color feeling angry. They can make them feeling angry, depressed, and emotionally
make people of
exhausted.
color feeling angry.
Yeah.
I feel asleep.
As a white person witnessing this toll, your first instinct may be to text or call the people of color in your life, but that doesn't necessarily mean you should.
Why would I do that? They're not the ones who are. They're not the ones that are being affected by this. I don't live in Minneapolis. I don't live in Atlanta.
They have the same they have the same skin color as the people affected. Therefore, they're affected.
Okay. Isn't that the entire idea of that racist?
No.
No, we're not talking about white people here.
No, black people. Black
That's
people
white
are a
people.
monolith. They all feel the same, and if one of them gets shot, they all feel that pain.
Instead, first consider whether you have an ongoing friendship with the people on your mind, Talkspace therapist Rishana Chappell told Insider. If this is a person that you are only reaching out to because something tragic has happened, it's not your place to reach out because it feels disingenuous, said Chappell. If you're the boss, work acquaintance, or social media follower of a person of color, it's best to avoid reaching out, even for a brief "I'm thinking of you." Doing so can feel intrusive to the people receiving the message, according to Chappell.
Yeah, fuck being nice to people.
It requires a great deal of labor to regulate my emotions in order to talk to them. Or to
No,
turn...
it doesn't, you asshole.
There's so much labor.
It does not. It literally doesn't take labor at all to regulate your emotions.
Tons of labor. Like you have to start a union. There's so much labor involved.
You do not have to move. You do not have to lift a finger to regulate your emotions, you oversensitive clit.
Look, just because you can do it doesn't mean everyone can. These are not only black people, but they're also women. You've got to take that into consideration.
Yeah,
What is it with
they can't find the DMV. You think they can regulate their emotions?
what is it with these people and misusing the word labor? Like everything to these people that requires them to think for a second is labor.
Trained Marxism. I still can't get over that phrase. Trained Marxist. Yeah, I went to Marxist boot camp.
Yeah, it's not exactly something that would sound like you would train at. You just have to inherently know it. There you go.
No, they they studied in like a temple, like Batman or a Jedi or something.
I don't mind the concept of Marxism. I just think they're following the wrong Marx. If it was Groucho, I think it'd be in a much better place.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah.
Maybe
everyone should become a citizen of oh god, I can't remember the name of the country in
Fredonia.
Fredonia, that's it. Yeah, everyone should become a citizen of Fredonia.
Oh, the Black Panther country, you mean?
No,
that's
Fredonia from Duck Soup.
Duck Soup.
Oh yeah,
I am absolutely the best Marx Brothers movie.
Yeah, it had the mirror bit.
Yes,
I would say it's between Duck Soup and Animal Crackers.
The Animal Crackers, yeah, and Horse Feathers is also a really good one too.
Yeah.
You know, I bet you that this person thinks that labor that emotions are laborious because in the Marxist utopia where everybody else is farming, they get to be the person who does the most labor by having emotions. What do? I'm a serf. What do? I have emotions.
I feel things.
Do you have to go
what do you feel right now? What do you feel right now?
Hungry.
Hungry. Get back in the field.
It requires a great deal of labor to regulate my emotions in order to talk to them or to turn down their help, Chapel said of her own experience getting messages from people she hardly knows or hasn't spoken to in years after the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. They spelled her name wrong.
No. Maybe this is a different person. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a Breonna Taylor who died. No one knows the details of that death.
Yeah. Well, now I have to reach out to all my friends of color to ask how they feel about her.
Your fox. Your fox.
That's right.
Yeah, your Fox
Friends of color, fox.
and your was it collaborators of color? What was it?
Cobs.
Colleagues of color? Cox?
Yeah.
Cox.
Your Fox and your Cox.
According to Tina Opie, an associate professor in the management division at Babson College, bosses who work with people of color should instead support their employees to take time off to care for themselves.
I just hope that Tina Opie has a friend named Anthony. That's all I hope for.
You see, I was thinking of the Andy Griffith Show. To do that, bosses should explicitly offer mental health days and decreased workloads and leave it at that, Opie previously told Insider.
How about no? Fuck you. Just because you're a certain ethnic group does not mean you get extra fucking mental health days.
Well,
Or decreased workloads. Let the white people do it.
They have emotional labor, Moon.
You know what didn't come grinding to a halt simply because the entire nation was in full shock because of something that happened. The entire nation, not just pox. 9/11. I still went to school during 9/11. I mean, our entire time while we were there, it was my senior year, was glued to the TV and talking about what was going on. It was all like a current affairs day, but we still went to school. People still had to go to their jobs.
Well, yeah, but you're white. All the black people were in a fugue state for like weeks.
Oh. Doing all that emotional labor.
Don't request anything extra from them, she said. If you've established that you are indeed a close friend of a person of color, reach out for support in the least intrusive way possible, according to Chapel. The best way to reach out would be to send a text, an email, or a card or gift.
Wait, hold on. That's a really bad way to put that, the way that's worded. If you've established that you are indeed a close friend of a person of color, reach out for support in the least intrusive way possible. It sounds like you're asking for support from the person of color.
Yes.
Is that what she's saying?
I don't think it's what she's saying, but it's what she's saying, but it's not what she means.
And I love the idea of giving a card. Like, does Hallmark make a black guy got shot card?
They should. I mean, it's big business now, apparently.
Yes, and how many of them have getting shot by police and surviving have on their bucket list?
Yeah, you go to
the major one is sorry your teen girl got involved in a knife fight. Kids will be kids.
This is turning into like a whole section of like the Hallmark aisle. You go down it, you see, sorry your kid was shot, sorry you were shot, sorry your teenager's a drug addict.
Can't you just save time? Get a card that says sorry you're black.
Well, they have all the extra space that would have been used for Father's Day cards, so it's okay.
There you go.
Wow.
I'm
just
sorry.
put on the-
I just had to.
I can think of a card that says like a big sorry on the first cover, then on the inside ... you're black.
Sorry, it's a picture of Bill Cosby in the 80s, like doing a whatever gesture.
A shrug.
A shrug, that's the one.
With his rolling of the eyes.
I would not call unless they state they want to talk, Chapel told Insider. She suggested drafting your text, email, or snail mail card as soon as possible and writing something like, "I'm reaching out to check on you. I'm happy to talk over the phone if you want to speak with me. Otherwise, no need to respond. I'm here for whenever you need." If you end up having a longer text or phone conversation about what your friend is experiencing, don't bring up your own experiences. Oftentimes, people will compare unrelated experiences to racial trauma because they need to feel connected or get rid of their guilt, Chappell said.
Yeah, stop trying to relate to them. That's a terrible thing to do.
Yeah, what do you think? This is a relationship? Similarly, avoid saying these phrases since they can come off as a way to rid yourself of white guilt, therapist told Refinery 29. I'm sorry this is happening. I can't imagine what you're feeling. How can I be a better ally? I feel guilty for my privilege. And I don't even know what to say right now.
If you say
AKA
to someone,
every
"I feel
single
guilty for
thing.
my
Every single thing the identity politics people want you to think, but now is telling you not to say.
Well, no, they want you to think it, but they don't want you to say it because they want you to feel that way. Except that they
Yeah.
want you they want you to bottle it up. These are the people who say little boys need to learn to express their emotions. Men need to express their emotions more. And then all of a sudden, the second that you're told to express your emotions, and now they're like, no, don't. You feel that way, you sit with it, and you feel like shit forever.
No. Okay, Jack, you're misdiagnosing it here. They'll say men need to communicate their emotions. They need to not bottle it all up. Oh wait, why are you being so toxically masculine? That's what happens.
Reaching out is meant to be a selfless act, and your only role is to listen and support your friend. These phrases better convey that sentiment, Refinery 29 reported. I want to be a support to you. I will wait for you to tell me how I can do that in the best way. How do you need to be supported in this moment? Or, I'm checking in on you. Did you make sure to eat today?
So isn't that a little patronizing that you think they're too stupid to eat?
Well,
Yeah, no
and
kidding.
the big one for me would be that I want to support you and I wait for you to tell me how you can do or how I can do that in the best way. Isn't the immediate response is read a book? Isn't that what the response always is?
Yeah,
Read a book?
educate yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, educate yourself. Read a book.
And it's like, this is more acting like you're their nurse than a friend.
Yeah.
None
none of these responses are things that you should be saying.
Did
You should
you
sit
make
there
sure
and
to...
say,
Did you make sure to
you should
eat
go up to
today?
your
How
friend.
have your stools been? Yeah.
You should you should go up to your friend and say, yeah, that case of what happened there is fucked up. You want to go get a beer? That's actual human interaction.
Yeah.
No,
These
real
people are
friends.
space aliens.
Are you in pain from not being shot at all? Are you not eating because of the pain that you're not feeling because you weren't shot?
No, real friends say things like, how do you need to be supported in this moment? I say that to my friends all the time.
I can confirm that.
Yeah. Whether it's appropriate for you to reach out to a particular person of color or not, you should also be educating yourself on race issues, Chappell said.
There it is. There it is.
She suggested thinking about how your workplace, the government, and other institutions you interact with uphold racial bias. Then, talk to other individuals with your same background about these issues and help them navigate their own privilege as well, said Chappell. This way you avoid giving people of color emotional labor or expecting them to educate or comfort you when that's not their responsibility. Use books and online research to find organizations you can work with and donate to as well, since the onus for racial equity should never be placed on the people most affected by it.
All of that paragraph immediately invalidated all three of the things that it says that you should be saying.
They do that every fucking time, though.
This is contradiction, the article.
And you should be playing contradiction in the game because that is a good game.
Yeah.
The main point is give them money and gifts.
Really, the best way to follow this author's advice is by not knowing any black people.
Or at least not being friends with them.
No, yeah, not being friends with any black people, balkanize the races, never talk to anyone who doesn't look like you, and you'll never have to force them to do undue emotional labor.
Yeah, that's why we don't want black people on this stream. It's like with great reluctance we have people like P-Dog on.
How about this? Okay, I've got an easy fix. How about you treat people like human beings?
I'm pretty sure that's racist.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
But quiz, I know that you haven't been feeling well. Have you been sure to eat lately?
I mean, well, I suppose I could eat. You paying?
Did you remember to eat today? Can I buy you a ticket to Ghana?
Such related things.
All right. And now it's time for the final game of the night. And that is Porno Gender Edition.
Ooh.
I like this so much more than the TED Talk game.
This is the one where, similar to the regular porno, I take two real genders from Gender Wiki and one that I made up, and you have to figure out which one is made up.
Oh dear God.
And I'll even give you a short description of each one.
Okay. Sounds good.
No.
All right. First one.
I am an expert on gender. I mean, I do know every single one of the 4 billion genders. So,
Butterfly gender. When the gender one is assigned feels natural until they mature and hatch into their true gender identity.
wouldn't that be chrysalis gender?
The second one, ape gender. A xenogender
Oh my
in which
God.
no.
in which someone feels an extremely strong connection to gorillas, chimpanzees, or other great apes.
Oh no. No.
And third, tarantula gender. A gender identity where one feels genderless with feminine energies while appearing as a completely unidentifiable eldritch being.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
And I'll start the poll so chat can vote.
Oh man, I think it's either B or C.
I think it's A.
C sounds so ludicrous. It feels like a double bluff. It seems so. Why?
I love ape gender. That was fucking hilarious.
Why tarantulas though?
Well, I will tell you this much. I know exactly which one it is because I do have experience. And I'll tell you this much, Frosted, do know, and I'm not going to say. I will refuse to say because I know which one it is.
Well, and the thing is, tarantula gender is so outrageously out there. That's like, it looks like somebody worked very hard. But then again, you also think about it. It's so far out there that it has to be real, a real thing.
I feel like it's like a double triple bluff. Like I can't tell it because it's so ludicrous that it shouldn't be real. But then I'm like, but that's exactly what he wants me to think.
All of them are stupid. Okay, all of them are stupid. One is fake.
I think there was a problem with the poll. It looks like it didn't work.
Oh.
No.
Oh, no.
Sorry, chat, but all right. So I'll just go down the line. Jack.
I'm gonna go with C.
All right. Moon.
It looks like B got more votes. I'm counting them up, but yeah, I think that ape gender. It just seems so real that it could be fake.
Okay. Terry.
I think butterfly gender is the fake one.
So that one just sounds gay.
You know, can I just say I would not be surprised if Terry has gone to the wiki page and memorized all of the genders.
I haven't.
Terry's so good at these
well, yes,
Poe games,
but-
it's ridiculous.
Admit it, Terry, that sounds like something you would do. If it's perfectly in your strategy of if it works, then do it.
But you've also
Alright.
got to remember, I'm not really that invested in winning. This is for fun. If this
Oh,
was
I
a
know.
serious competition, then yes, I would.
All right, and let's see if Quiz was right about knowing for a fact which one it is.
Tarantula gender is fake.
The answer is butterfly gender is fake.
Whoa!
No, by the way, no, it's not. Look it up. It's on Genderpedia.
Gender. Oh my god!
I looked it
Yes,
up on.
it's-
I looked it up on
Gender
Gender
Wiki.
Wiki, and I didn't see it.
There's a Genderpedia?
Oh, Jesus. Why? Just why?
Well, it's butterfly gender, LGBTA wiki. Xenogender that feels small but is also about just as a butterfly, or that feels small but also moves about, just like a butterfly would. It is also used to describe a gender connected to butterflies. It is a fauna gender, may also be a kin gender. Yes, you say your fake one there. It is actually a real gender according to LGBT.
Did Gender Wiki lie to me?
I think it did.
I don't know
I'll
what to
say here.
believe anymore.
Well, wait, where's...
I just posted the link in the chat.
I need to see the shit out of this.
Butterfly gender is a thing.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Is a xenogender.
Oh my god.
And I the reason why I say tarantula gender is I couldn't find anything on tarantula gender.
Oh, jeez. This is
But
fucking
ape gender
ridiculous.
absolutely is a thing, guys.
Ape
You would figure that
Wow.
people would say that people who claim to be ape gender are racist.
In the comments. Can this be other kin? Yes, as it is a subset to bug gender.
Bug gender has its own flag, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
Yes! It's got a beetle on it.
Oh my god!
Oh god. I just love that tarantula gender involves appearing as an unidentifiable eldritch being.
Eldritch being.
Well, there's a capybara gender.
Well, that's why I figured it was real. It was too ridiculous for you to make up. The reason I went with butterfly is because it sounded the most reasonable.
Can,
It's like- I could see that being a real thing. So that's the fake one.
Frosted, I think that this game may have just been proven pointless because they're all real. All of them, all the time, are real.
No.
Even the fake ones are real.
All you've got to do is agree on a definitive source. So if we go Gender Wiki, then
How about marinara?
no, but like if you want to keep the game, just have this is the source. If it is not on Gender Wiki, I don't care what other gender websites it's on. This is our dictionary of genders for the purpose of this game.
How about pesto? Is that a definitive sauce?
Is pesto a gender?
Oh, I'm sure it is.
What's the next?
Pesto
I'm a
gender.
chicken soup gender. You know? Fucking miso gender.
Sorry for interrupting you, Terry, but I had to.
There is according to
There is a pesto gender.
Oh jeez.
there
Pesto
is-
gender is a xenogender in which someone feels a strong connection to pesto, or
Okay.
just wants to add it to their identity to better understand their gender. Pesto gender may also be described as a gender that tastes like pesto or has similar qualities to those of pesto.
Is there such a thing as a ginger gender?
Given the fact that now we've gone into spice gender, then yeah, I guarantee you there is there's
Ginger gender.
a ginger gender.
Does that have a flag too?
Yes,
Spice
it
gender?
does. Pesto gender has a flag.
Oh God! Oh, kill me
god.
Oh Lord,
This world has officially gone out. Yeah.
All right.
everything is pointless. Everything is nothing.
Here's the flag, everybody. I want you to salute it.
Pesto gender.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my
That is
god.
awesome. That is
Oh
awesome.
my god.
But the real injustice though is that I could not find marinara gender.
Oh.
Oh
No, it's only pesto. You can't be a white sauce gender is definitely racist.
Yeah.
Is it me or does that middle thing of garlic look like it's flipping you off?
Oh, dude,
It looks.
I wonder if there's an Alfredo gender.
And it's gotta be like disheartening when your flag is a bad Photoshop.
I know. It just looks like a bad Photoshop.
Like literally just, a bunch of colorful bars and then paste garlic.png on it.
Although, in fairness, I think that marinara gender is just Italian.
Oh, fucking Italians.
Don't
Well-
do that. That's how you get more Italians.
We have,
That's true. Yeah, okay, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
we have officially
When
found,
the world needs way less Italians.
we officially found that the newest entertainment for Jack,
Me when I see a pesto gender person licks
Licks
lips.
Oh
You
my
when I see a
God.
person licking their lips when they see a pesto gen, it runs.
Oh, all right.
The comments. There's a comment section. Why would you have a comment section on something like this?
For our amusement, clearly.
You got to log in. I was gonna post a comment about someone being pestophobic.
Well, I think
Fucking pestophobe.
I think we know where Frosted Glass has to make an account next.
God.
He already has one for Medium.
And Stormfront.
No, I do not have one for Stormfront.
Yet.
I'm like, I think this would be hours of
Oh.
entertainment just trolling around LGBTA wiki.
Oh, Willett Forge brings up the ultimate gender. Is there a brand gender?
Brand gender?
Brand gender.
Or a muffin gender.
Well, there's obviously a muffin gender.
Well, there's a bra gender.
Bruh.
Bra gender.
BRUH.
Yeah, bra gender is a xenogender and a meme gender, where a person deeply connected to the pop culture term bruh, where one who is bra gender might feel as though their gender is validated by the term bruh. Feel
Muffin
as though their
gender.
gender is described as a bruh moment,
There's
or
the muffin
as
gender flag.
Yeah,
though
we've-
their gender has a lifelong connection with bruh.
Oh,
We found
God.
Jack's national flag.
It looks like it's poorly drawn. It looks like it came from a WikiHow page.
And it has a freaking drop shadow on the bottom.
Yeah.
Like it's just sitting on top of the flag.
Oh
My favorite is
God.
that it has an alternate flag.
It has two flags.
Yes.
Because
Muffin gender
one-
has two flags.
the first one with the fucking muffin on it didn't convey the point.
Jack, I
Well,
think you
thank-
need to change your user photo to this flag.
No.
Don't they need 4 more so they can be 6 flags? Isn't that...
Oh, okay. We have a breakdown about the flag colors and why they are there. Light brown for the original muffin. Yellow is for vanilla. Purple is for berries. Pink is for love and connection to muffins. Dark brown is for chocolate. Cream yellow for white chocolate. Darkest brown for richness.
Oh my God.
Truly, you are descended from a noble people, Jack.
Yes.
All right. As entertaining as this is, we have to get to our final article.
Oh, please do. Please make it stop.
Also, I don't want to spoil future Poe or No games.
Yeah.
Well, we've already spoiled the muffin gender one.
But also,
and
but
pesto
also
gender.
we've ruined the game itself by the fake gender also being real.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. And our final article. Is it acceptable to use the phrase men are trash?
No,
No, it's not acceptable.
I
makes
mean,
you a
it
piece of
depends.
shit.
Yes, it is in today's world. Should it be? Is a different question.
Well, and this person clearly has a realistic name of Refinery 29 UK.
Well, no, her name is Vicky Spratt.
Say it with me. If you cast a broad, immutable characteristic of a person under a demographic as trash, then you're trash. If you say big noses are trash, you're trash.
In any garden variety conversation between millennial women who date, or indeed don't date, men, you can almost guarantee that the phrase men are trash will come up. It's an in-joke that women share, a pithy way of expressing the impact that hundreds of interactions with men, personal and professional, have had on them. In recent years, it feels like someone has posted the phrase somewhere on social media every few seconds. And whenever it is used, it is met with two polar responses: nodding agreement, mostly, from women, and indignant complaints of reverse sexism from men.
No, there's no reverse sexism. It's called misandry. It's sexism. Period.
Mhm.
Cunt.
The phrase men are trash has taken on a more political role since 2017 in the wake of the global
Oh.
Me Too movement.
Oh, I know what's going to happen. She's going to argue that men are trash doesn't actually mean men are trash, in much the same way that they said defund the police doesn't actually mean defund the police, because nothing that they say means anything.
As women mourned collectively, it became a show of solidarity, a means of expressing shared frustrations and anger. The comedian Marsha Belsky was banned from Facebook for 30 days after commenting "men are scum" underneath a post about sexual assault. Nonetheless, the phrase remains so divisive that in 2019, the Brazilian gamer and streamer Gabriela Catuzzo was dropped by her sponsor, a gaming hardware manufacturing company called Razer, for using it in response to a sexist remark. Elsewhere, its use is also being policed, as Instagrammer and writer Salma El Wardani has written for Refinery 29 UK. Her posts and stories containing the phrase disappear. They are deleted by Instagram as a violation of the platform's community guidelines. Facebook, which owns Instagram, censors the phrase under its moderation of hate speech.
Of course it does.
Now, men are trash is clearly a generalization. You might argue that it is a lazy and reductive catch-all term for the complex power imbalances between men and women. But is it hate speech?
Apparently so.
There's the hate speech train.
That
Yeah,
was perfect.
I should really just tie this woman on those tracks. Is what
That
I
was
should
the hate
do.
train. The hate train's pulling into the
Internet
station.
hate machine coming out of the fucking.
The hate train's
Station.
pulling into the station.
Urban Dictionary is less than fond of this terminology, defining it as a generalizing and hateful phrase coined by a movement claiming to fight hate and bigotry. I mean, are they wrong?
They're not.
The movement referred to here is, one must suppose, feminism. However, the origins of men are trash are unclear. Its etymology,
No, they're not.
Its etymology cannot be easily traced. While it is
Yes, they
undeniable,
can. It uses English words. Its etymology is not. Its etymology is recorded.
you gotta go through like Latin and like ancient Sumerian and all that stuff to find the roots. You know, it's an enigma.
We
It's
know
et-
what each individual word means. We know the connotations. There is
And
no
the context. It's
Yeah,
it's an
context.
affirmative statement. It's
I
an
just want to praise Frosted for mentioning roots to bring some black into the stream, because you know it's a bunch of white guys. This is good for diversity.
Yes.
That's right. Plus, we need someone to call once if somebody, a black person gets shot.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, we can't call them.
Well,
because-
if you call them, then you have to ask them what you can do, but then be told that you need to educate yourself.
Oh
Hmm.
yes,
we gotta
or
send a
ask
gift.
if they need to eat.
Yes,
Yeah,
ask if
yeah.
they have eaten today.
You guys want to go in on a gift? While it is undeniably associated with popular feminism, a nebulous politics that lives largely online, the phrase has certainly not been coined by any official feminist organization or politician. On the other hand, surely the phrase speaks to something more profound, providing women with the shorthand for a litany of injustices which are hard to articulate simply or succinctly. When it is used by women to express their personal anger, hurt, and frustration, it speaks to a complex web of experience which is borne out in data about male violence. In the UK, a woman is killed by a man every 3 days. On top of that, 97% of women aged 18 to 24 have been sexually harassed. Most of them say they have lost faith in that this abuse will be dealt with if they report it. Women are more likely than men to experience rape. According to
Only if you don't count prison.
More likely, wow, that's a very tacit way of admitting that men can be raped. Does that also include forced envelopment?
No,
Because I guarantee you don't consider that rape.
of course not. No, I don't know if it's still the case, but in the UK and I think even Australia, the law said rape was penetration. Like if there was
Yes.
no penetration, there was no rape.
Well, that's the legal definition of rape is penetration.
Yeah. So forced envelopment by legal standards is not rape. It can only be sexual assault at worst.
Let's see.
I like this. I'm looking for people that would refute that claim about politicians or any activists saying men are trash. But I found this Twitter account that the name of the Twitter account, associated to it, are "Men Are Trash," and the act is "Bitches Want Cash."
Yeah, that's feminism, all right.
Yeah.
Is she wrong? Do bitches not want cash? I think she's pretty accurate there.
Feminism cares about men too, guys.
Yeah, it does. It cares about denigrating them. That's still caring.
According to the crime survey for England and Wales, 20% of women and 4% of men have experienced some type of sexual assault since the age of 16. That's equivalent to 3.4 million female and 631,000 male victims. Women are also more likely to experience domestic abuse. According to the Office for National Statistics, for the year ending March 2019, it is estimated that 1.6 million women and 786,000 men aged 16 to 74 experienced domestic violence. That's 7 in 100 women and 4 in 100 men.
Why not just say percent? Come on. Like there's a word specifically for in 100.
Well, they didn't know that.
I guess not.
Based on these statistics, is it reasonable to conclude that men are trash and denounce them as such?
No.
This
Well,
is where...
the question then becomes, based on similar crime statistics, is black people are trash a fair statement to make?
I would say go even further. Are lesbians trash?
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
domestic
yeah.
abuse, there's a large overpresent majority of even more so than heterosexual domestic abuse calls are for lesbian domestic abuse calls.
Yeah.
So by those same standards, are all of those groups trash as well?
Lesbians are trash. Yeah.
If she says
you-
yes, then I've got no problem.
The thing is, if you talk to sane people, the statistics are on our side. The statistics say, don't go around generalizing unless you want to have your statistical shit knocked in.
I was gonna say, is it the fact that this person's sitting here trying to claim all these statistics, but then also doesn't get the actual FBI statistics where they find that about half, I would say probably a little bit more on the men's side, but a little bit more closer to half all domestic abuse situations are perpetrated by both men and women.
Yeah, it's usually
Are women trash? I think women are trash, guys. Hashtag women are trash.
It's usually reciprocal. It's usually both partners hitting each other.
No, I'm talking about there's certain times where women take a baseball bat to a man when he's not doing anything.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying that most cases of domestic violence, it's not one partner beating on the other. It's both partners beating on each other.
Well, for women, it's just their way of dealing with oppression.
Ah,
That's true.
This is where a flimsy exercise in whataboutery as a defense against structural sexism and misogyny comes into play. The hashtag...
Oh, misogyny. Wait, hold on. We got misogyny going on here? No misandry?
No,
Not a real
no such
thing,
thing.
Quiz.
Well, no.
Okay.
What they're
Yeah,
saying
'cause
is we're just talking about this problem. We're just talking about this problem. If you bring up the reciprocal problem that is virtually identical, that's whataboutism. We're not allowed to talk about that.
and misogyny. Never mind our misandry by doing it in the first place. That's misogyny if you talk back to us.
See, Quiz gets it.
Yeah. The hashtag not all men. Of course, not everyone who identifies as a man is going to be trash, but that's not the point this hashtag ever tries to make. It seems only ever to seek to distract from the data on male violence by talking about those men who are not perpetrators, rather than amplifying the voices of women who try, not always with ease, to express their pain. Facebook in particular has faced heavy criticism in recent years for failing to address hate speech and disinformation on the social network. In 2019, it made the right-wing website Breitbart News a trusted news source, despite its history of working with white nationalists and neo-Nazis. It has also been called out for failing to remove Holocaust denial posts, but it is censoring the use of "men are trash," an appropriate way to right these wrongs. I asked Instagram and Facebook to confirm their current policy when it comes to censoring the use of "men are trash." They told me that they have clear policies against hate speech, which prohibit attacks against people based on their protected characteristics. These protected characteristics include sex, gender identity, and sexual orientation.
No. Men is not a protected class.
No, but they're saying, Facebook is saying gender is, and so because they're actually pretending to care about not being hypocrites, they are enforcing it against men as well.
Ah.
You mean women. They are enforcing it against women when they say men are trash.
Yeah.
They made no mention of protecting muffin genders.
I know, right? God, they're the real
How
oppressed
dare they?
people here.
How fucking dare they?
And the butterfly genders.
Hashtag
I'm
muffins
Dear-
are trash.
Sheer fucking hubris.
Is there a cake gender?
I think there is.
Don't look. Don't
I
look.
think-
We
I think
need
cake-
these things.
No, cake gender is for people who are going the distance. They're going for speed.
Oh. Oh.
And they wear a short skirt and a long jacket.
And they're Beck knockoffs. What?
These
I'm just
days-
kidding. I like that band.
I don't even need to talk. You just get some energy.
you're breaking up, Moon.
Oh, how's that?
You're roboting.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty bad. It's really staticky and sort of distorted.
Weird.
I don't know. Maybe try dropping out and come back in. I don't know.
No, that's okay. Of course.
I can't even understand what you're saying.
Damn it.
Moon is a robot.
Robo-gender.
Oh, is RoboGender
I bet
thing?
his ISP.
No!
His ISP is muffin gender, and it's upset that we're not taking it seriously.
They said
Frosted. Fuck you, Frosted. Hashtag muffins are trash.
RoboGender is a thing on
Well, no
Tumblr.
shit, it's a thing. Everything's a
Tumblr.
thing.
On Tumblr.
Okay, I should be back now.
you
much
sound
better.
fine. You
Okay,
sound fine.
sorry
now.
about that.
I
No, what
could
am I-
have told you that RoboGender was gender.
No, what I meant to say earlier was I don't even need to talk. You guys are just as entertaining as fuck just listening.
Okay, wait. But there is no RoboGender on LGBTA wiki. But there is a
Uh-oh.
Roblox gender.
Oh my god.
How about
Stop
is
ruining
there a,
Frosted's game. Stop ruining
is-
Frosted's game.
Is
Well,
there a rowboat gender? No.
If you watched last week, you'd know that there's also a Lego gender.
Yes,
Oh my god, yes.
Yes, there's
No,
a
but no Rubik's gender.
All right. They said that they treat all of these protected characteristics equally. Under their hate speech policy, Instagram and Facebook said they have removed dehumanizing speech against people based on these protected characteristics. That means in the same way as women are trash violates this policy, so does men are trash. Well-intentioned as this policy might sound, is there a danger that women's freedom of expression is undermined by the relegation of men are trash to the realm of hate speech? Dr.
My
Piotr...
freedom of expression is being infringed upon for my blatant misandry.
The thing that bothers me about this sort of shit is that it plays on my hatred of censorship, even though I know for a fact that they are applying their censorious ways one-sidedly. I know that this person would censor women are trash and would not censor.
I think both should be allowed. I think
Yeah.
you should be able to say any group of people is any nasty thing that you want to compare them to.
I personally
Exactly.
say, yeah, sure, you can say men are trash, but then don't cry like a bitch when I call you a cunt.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when they're arguing against censorship, I'm like, I can't be mad at them because they're arguing, but I can also be mad at them because I know what's not being said.
Yes.
Yeah, but they only
I say
argue
that-
against it when it affects them, though.
Yeah,
Exactly,
there's the one-sided argument here, and then there's also the fact that when they say all men are just men are trash, they give all of these ways to sit there and meal around and sit there and say, well, it's not hate speech when we say it, but if women are the unspoken bit is if someone started women are trash, they would say it's hate speech and try to get it stopped. Because
Yeah,
that's
100%
misogyny.
would.
I mean, they've already tipped their hand by saying that anyone who talks back about it is showing their blatant misogyny. They've already
Yeah.
said that in this article.
Dr. Piotr Godzies is a lecturer in criminology at Birmingham City University's School of Social Sciences. He specializes in hate speech, and he's unconvinced that the term can be made equivalent to a man saying women are trash, because of the fundamental power imbalances between the two
Fuck off.
genders.
So this person is a professional crazy
Idiot.
person.
There is,
Idiot sounds better.
there is, he points out, no one universal definition of hate speech that would be accepted internationally.
Which
So
is why you
policing
should
it-
have laws about it.
Yes.
So
Should not
policing
have
it.
laws about it then.
Hey, this guy's a professor. He knows what he's talking about.
Oh,
So policing it on global social media platforms is tricky and perhaps inevitably clumsy as a result. Broadly, though, Piotr says that hate speech is using words as an attack against someone because of their personal characteristics, which can be related to sexuality, race, religion, gender, or nationality. Attacking someone because of one of these characteristics, he adds, may be considered hate speech if your aim is to cause harm or dehumanize them, and particularly if your aim is to incite hatred or violence.
and
And-
of course, men are trash does not do that at all. No.
Yeah.
No.
This is where we say the mind reading comes into play. To be able to tell someone their intentions when they say something. Oh, well, their intentions when they say men are trash, those intentions are fine. When you say women are trash, your intentions can't be fine.
However, he says, that context is key. Piotr notes that he has never seen an example of the phrase men are trash being used in a context where it was actively inciting violence against men. It
Because
has
he closes his eyes when he sees it.
Yeah. He actively browses Twitter with his eyes closed.
Yeah,
And you
okay, got it.
obviously doesn't understand what the definition of incitement is because he's about to say that women are trash qualifies as incitement.
It has, for example, never been used by a group which is organizing a targeted attack on men. There would, he confirms, be a difference if you had a public gathering or a riot where people were saying men are trash, let's go to a place where men congregate like a gym or gentleman's club. But I have never seen such an example.
First of all, you've never been to a feminist rally. Second of all, you don't understand what incitement is. You suffer from the same thing that the people who are trying to impeach Trump were suffering from. You don't understand what incitement is. It requires a specific subject and specific directive. Men are trash is an insult.
He's a professor, Jack.
Are you saying you know more than a professor?
Yeah. I think Jack needs to educate himself.
Well, the only thing
I think he should go to this professor's classroom to educate himself.
there was a feminist rally. It's a really popular image, image and video. I can't remember what exactly happened. It was a Brazilian slut walk was what it was, and there was a guy that he just infiltrated the lines. He got around the barricades and was walking amongst all the women. And here, Frosted. I'm just gonna link you to the image, and you can put it up on screen because it's amazing.
No.
Where is it? Where's view? Where's view image? Here we go. Open image in new tab. Let me put it. I'll put it in Discord DMs for you.
Okay.
Oh no.
There's a really famous one, but all this guy did was cross the line so that he was amongst the feminists.
Oh, okay.
I don't see it yet.
Oh, I sent it in a Discord, or not Discord. Sorry, Twitter DM.
Oh, all right.
Sorry, my bad.
All right. Yeah, there it is.
Oh my god.
Yep.
No, that's not a riot, guys. It's totally not a riot. It's totally not incitement either.
Yeah, there's never any violence against men.
No, never.
Let's see.
I say if you scroll down, I love his face too.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't let me scroll down.
Was he laughing?
He's got this big old smirk on his face.
That guy's a hero. On the other hand, Piotr points out that vile comments made online by men's rights activists and incels about women do sometimes result in violence. He's right. The so-called manifestos of 3 male mass shooters who killed people across the world in 2019 were hosted on 8chan. The El Paso shooter, who left 20 people dead and many more wounded, the Poway shooter, who opened fire at a synagogue in California in April that year, and the Christchurch shooter who killed 51 people at 2 mosques in New Zealand in March.
Oh my god! That means
none of those people were MRAs. And I don't think any of them were either incels either. Why didn't they go for the most obvious one, the van attack up in Canada, and what's his name? Ultimate Gentleman, Elliot Rogers. Yeah.
I can't believe it. All these shooters, there's one thing connecting them. They all use the internet.
Oh my god.
Nobody else uses the internet.
Nobody uses the internet.
All of them heard the phrase "women are trash" and immediately decided they had to shoot women.
Yeah.
Wait, did you just say women are trash? Oh god. Well, that changes my perspective on everything.
Yes. Go to your local gun fair and go and buy one there, Jack.
I have a manifesto I need to write.
See, I'm in Australia, so I can't shoot them because guns don't really we don't have the freedoms that you do. I have to go like stab them or something. It's going to take a long time.
Or truck. I mean, that's what Canada had to do.
I don't have a license.
I can't.
I'll got to go get my truck license, then I can do it.
Well, Terry, you don't need a truck license to drive a truck apiece.
Oh, fair point.
I can't wait to
It's
see
not like
Jack.
they follow the rules of the road.
I can't wait to see Jack go on his shooting, waving this flag.
The muffin flag.
Waving
It's
the
gonna be the
muffin
muffin
gender.
This is for my muffin brethren.
I swear
This
to
is-
God, Jack, I will buy a flag for that flag for you. I'll have it printed so that you can hang it up behind you if you turn your camera on.
No. No.
I will
Yeah,
buy
never.
you that flag.
No.
Ha-
I
have it
wonder
on-
if that's the thing where you can buy the flag that you.
Oh, I
put
can
on
have it
this
made,
website.
dude.
No.
You discredit the fact of my resources. I can have this flag made.
I don't want this shit in my room. It
have
looks
it on a
fucking
Jack.
retarded.
Jack, just come out of the closet as muffin gender already. God, I mean, it's obvious.
so-
Everyone already knows.
It looks like the world's biggest like autist made it. It looks
All the
like
more
it was
reason
like
to put it on your wall.
I drew this. I have a helmet.
uh, it's not just about what is being said, Piotr concludes. It's about where it is being said and why. If someone says men are trash as a reaction to someone else sharing their experience of sexual assault online, for example, or reacting to some statistics about male violence, then it's not inciting hatred.
Oh no, it's not inciting hatred for revenge, like the intent of the statement is. Oh no, not at all. It's not inciting hatred.
No. Where does this all end? As we continue to navigate gendered violence and inequality, it will continue to be a provocation to say men are trash. But at the same time, it will remain a vital means of expression because, as things stand, very little has changed since 2017 and #MeToo. In fact, as the statistics and shootings show, women are in as much danger as they ever were.
Bullshit. Wrong.
Yeah, big time bullshit.
I
So
don't know.
there-
It's true. The average lifespan of a woman is still only 35, like it was back in caveman days.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
and that's the reason why men are trash is because they die so much sooner.
Yeah.
They shuffle off the mortal coil much sooner than women, so that we don't have to listen to them complain about things like men are trash.
Well, that reminds me of
Spencer?
the standard joke of why do married men die sooner? Because they want to.
Yeah, I know
well,
I would.
that's all I had for tonight, gentlemen. So, as we watch the sun set on the glorious
Over the
muffin
muffin.
flag,
Jesus
I-
Christ.
I'd like to shill out my co-host and guest. Jack Gunsky has Quippers United on his channel on Sundays at 7 p.m. EST. Moonshock has his Twitch channel linked in the description, where he plays games that aren't as good as Super Seducer.
Of course.
I know.
Terry is on every stream known to man, including this, Quippers United, Johnny Hellcat streams, Six's Sober streams, Della Hayes
the
Minions of the Zoo nights. And is that it?
I think so. Yeah. I think that's everything.
All right. Anything
And
you
he
want
has
to
his own stream where he does play Super Seducer.
I actually don't. I played and got 100% on all 3 games, but I didn't stream it.
Oh.
Anything you want to show, Quiz?
Minions of the Zoo on Monday nights. I paint miniatures. I do. I plan on doing a new Dungeons and Dragons stream on my channel. We're trying to set it up and get players locked in and confirmed for it. So look for that here soon. Gonna be trying to do some more stuff on that as well. And currently we're on hiatus for comic book curation. Hopefully that'll come back soon as well. But yeah, that's about it.
Just as an aside, did you guys ever do an episode on the Simpsons comic?
No. In fact, actually, one of the things that I'm thinking about doing when we do come back is there's a brand new America Chavez comic that's actually good.
I
That'd
don't
be
believe you.
interesting.
I don't
Yeah.
believe you.
I was scared too.
How?
I
The reason-
think
okay,
he's full of shit.
You want to know how? You want to know how? It's currently on. It's currently a 6-issue series. Okay. It's currently on its 3rd issue. The first 2 issues were standard Marvel fare. The first issue was talking about how everyone loves America. And then the second issue is her talking about how she has family problems. But the disturbing part about that one is there was a whole bunch of subtext, because essentially it was a Dominican family found a girl floating on a piece of driftwood off of the coast of New Jersey and decided to say, "Oh, well, she doesn't have parents and we always wanted another kid." Like she's like 5 or 6 years old. I don't understand. They kidnapped this girl. Anyway, but issue 3 is her finding her sister, which previously did not exist, trying to tell her that everything she knows about the magical lesbian dimension and her god moms that imbued her with her superpowers is all a lie. So it's essentially it's taking everything that Gabby Rivera wrote in the absolute garbage 6-issue miniseries that Polly and I just absolutely lambasted on issue 3 of America, crumpling it up and throwing it in the trash. It's the most amazing thing I've seen from Marvel in a long time.
Well, that's good.
That's great. All right. Well, we'll be on same time next week, and we'll go out with the Muffin Gender anthem. Hail, hail, Muffania, land of the bran and free.
I really wish I owned a recorder right now.